So today is the day that we leave New York and head to Jacob's Pillow for our 10-day Pillow Lab residency. And I'm so excited. Speaking of nightlife,
we are here at the Pillow creating a new work called Touch of Red, and this is our first time at the Pillow, which is incredibly exciting. To be at Jacob's Pillow right now has been such a gift. To leave New York during the pandemic and to be surrounded by people in a creative process, knowing that all of you are safe from COVID, not needing to wear a mask for 10 days, and to breathe fresh air, and to be surrounded by landscapes, mountains.
It's interesting when you're inside of this lab because you're living with the people that you're creating with, and then you're going to the studio with them at the same time. So it never feels like you're leaving the process. It feels like it's just a continuation. So it's like the morning becomes the night and the night becomes the morning. And I think that's really, really, really special to have that.
almost like the rope that we have, you know, we jump rope, grab it.
I've been very much into theater all day and mostly all night. One of the things that's unique about this residency is that it lends the opportunity to rehearse at night. You know, that is unheard of. We have 24/7 access to this space. A lot of my creative process has been here at the Doris Duke Theatre at night. Touch of Red is a duet between two men, and the two men who I am creating this duet on mostly is Toshrik Fredericks and I. And Toshrik and I have a really powerful connection and an unparalleled partnership. And I find that most pronounced when him and I dance together at night. A lot of people usually connect nightlife to escapism. For me, I think that nightlife is a place of connection, actually, that you don't escape yourself, you find yourself there, and you can find yourself next to someone else. And I think that in our escape of New York, escape of the city, coming to the woods, you know, I wanted to give the experience of nightlife back to us because it was taken during this time of COVID and pandemic. To create, during this creative process, a safe space within the night that we can go far, that we can take risk, that we can maximize the understanding of our vast and complex partnership with one another.
There's something also just about the beauty of darkness. There's so much magic that sits inside of that space that the world doesn't want to see darkness as lightness or darkness as beauty. There's so much inside of the darkness that can be brought towards the light or that can be seen in a lighter space or time of day.
let's try one more time a short session, a short moment of just butterfly with this added information.
It's very rare that I get an opportunity to explore partnership with a male. Oftentimes, I'm placed with a woman. I dance with a woman. I lift up, I support her. And so the idea of doing that for someone who is supposed to possess those same exact qualities as me, oftentimes have left me in a space where I didn't know what to do. And there were some times where there were moments where I had to surrender. And there were moments when I had to be vulnerable, because a part of growth is being able to submit to your partner. That's how you gain trust. I think being a part of this process and getting some information and different concepts from Shamel and what he's shared thus far is that it is an opportunity for men to explore their femininity and explore their softness and their masculinity, and exactly what does that look like, and being vulnerable. And so I can say for me personally, me being a Black male walking in this life, in this world, oftentimes I am not given space to be soft and to explore that. I am told to man up, and that I'm told, boys don't cry and you have to be this. And so I think this piece in particular gives me an opportunity to really encompass what it is as a person in its entirety. We as people, everyone possess masculine and feminine qualities. We have male attributes and feminine attributes, and I think it's important that we as a people, we dive in and explore what those possibilities are.
I've been thinking a lot about how it's so easy for us to respond to something in an aggressive way, or in a way that feels like it's combative against something or pushing against something. Why are we not allowed or able to respond in a way that's more sensitive or more soft or more agile? These protective mechanisms that we have to put on in order to make it through or walk through the world, what I'm realizing is that it's more challenging to respond in a softer way. It's almost as if you have to allow yourself to yield and make space for the softness to come out instead of the instantaneous response.
Part of my passion in creating Tribe, my Brooklyn-based performance collective, is to give space for all of the artists that I work with, all of the collaborators that I work with, that even though I'm the leader of this tribe, none of the people I work with are following me. All of my collaborators are walking with me hand in hand. And I feel that I learned so much from them, and that their voice is of meaning, and I need to give space to have their voices be a part of this space and to be pronounced inside of the work.
We don't have so much space, but we should move.
One of the things I was really excited about in this residency was finally to be in a creative process with Sivan. Sivan is a musician who's composing most of the music for Touch of Red. Him being here in the studio with us, he also does warm-up. He has done warm-up class with us, which is great, because he already has in his body a language and a familiarity about movement and nuances that then can easily translate into this sound score that he creates.
This?
Yeah, it's actually...
What if this happens less consistent?
Yeah, we can chop it up for sure.
I think it's always important for us for me as a creator, to facilitate a space where we get to be in dialogue with each other, and I get to just sit across from them and say, how was this for you? How are you feeling? Were you into this? Were you not? Share with me your thoughts. Share with me whatever you'd like to. And that is really a meaningful place to hear from them. And it also feels like a sensitive moment, it feels very sensitive to circle up. So today feels pretty loaded and sad and traumatic and like heart piercing. My God, it's so unbelievable. I spoke to Pam this morning, and she sent her best and love and appreciation and hugs to each of you, each of us. This is everyone from the Pillow, in terms of staff, you know, Megan and Ariadna, and also the board of directors. They had a meeting last night, and Pam said they were just asking, like, how are the artists? How are they doing? Please tell them we're thinking of them. So I wanted to find a moment for each of us to connect, and also to just honor, I guess, the loss of that beautiful dance space, you know, dance church, that sanctuary. So maybe we take a moment and just allow it some time to give to that moment of silence. I want to complete this and kind of mention that to Pam this morning, and they're also in a huge support of that. So we have the Perla Studio. They have a space for us to dance in. And it's, let's dance. Let's dance. Oh.
Yeah.
Gather again safely feels really magical and meaningful during this creative process. It keeps the connection and the research of the work itself and the artistic journey of it constant. And then you don't know when it begins and when it ends and where it needs to live. You know, it doesn't need to live just in a dance space. It doesn't need to live just in a dance floor at night. It lives between us.
Congratulations, Mom.
You say congratulations, Trace.
Thank you. It's really dark. I'm like missing all the street noise right now. It's like the buses that are loud as fuck.
Where's the air pollution?
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
Why do I see the star?
We're such city boys.
Yeah,
you
Tosh
know?
and I walk.
The silence
Yeah.
is so loud. You know, like it's so pronounced.
What year is this?
2009.
Ooh, 11 years ago.
Jeez Louise. Jarvis. Youth, baby.
Thanks, Pillow Archives.
Okay.